Stop hoping. The masculine error is to think that eventually everything has a happy ending. They won't. The process never stops. As long as life continues, the creative challenge is to battle, play, and make love with the present moment, while giving your unique gift. Live with an open heart. Closing down in the midst of pain is a denial of a man's true nature. A superior man is free in feeling and action, even amidst great pain and hurt. If necessary, a man should live with a hurting heart rather than a closed one. Live as if your father were dead. A superman must love his father and yet be free of his father's expectations and criticisms, in order to be a free man. Know your real edge. It is honourable for a man to admit his fears, resistance, and the edge of practice. Each man indeed has his limit, but it is dishonourable for him to lie about his real place. Always hold to your deepest realization. Make your life an ongoing process of being who you are, at your deepest, most easeful levels of being. Never change your mind just to please a woman. The superior man should never betray his own deepest knowledge and intuition just to please his woman. Your purpose must come first. If a man prioritizes his relationship over his highest purpose, he weakens himself, disserves the universe, and cheats his woman of an authentic man who can offer her full, undivided presence. Lean just beyond your edge. The superior man should not be too lazy, happily stagnating in the zone of security and comfort, nor should he push far beyond his edge, stressing himself unnecessarily, unable to metabolize his experience. He should lean just slightly beyond the edge of fear and discomfort, constantly in everything he does. Do it for love. The way a superior man penetrates the world should be the same way he penetrates his woman, not merely for personal gain or pleasure, but to magnify love, openness, and depth. Enjoy your friend's criticism. Superman's capacity to receive another man's direct criticism is a measure of his capacity to receive masculine energy. If the man doesn't have a good relationship with masculine energy, for example his father, then he will act like a woman and be hurt or defensive rather than make use of other men's criticism. If you don't know your purpose, discover it now. The core of your life is your purpose. Everything in your life, from your diet to your career, must be aligned with your purpose if you are to act with coherence and integrity in the world. Be willing to change everything in your life. Superman must be prepared to give 100% to his purpose, and then let go of that specific form of living. He must be willing to go to the unknown and accept fate. Don't use your family as an excuse. If a superior man makes excuses and complains, he is giving up his deepest purpose. Ultimately, everyone suffers. Therefore, no more excuses. Don't get lost in tasks and duties. Whatever the specifics of a man's purpose, he must always refresh the transcendental element of his life through regular meditation and retreat. Tasks don't get a man anywhere more conscious or free than he is capable of being in this present moment. Stop hoping for your woman to get easier. An admirable man should never think his woman's testing will end one day. Rather, he should appreciate that she does these things to feel his strength, integrity, and openness. Her desire is for his deepest truth and love. As he grows, so will her testing. Part 2. Dealing with women. Women are not liars. In the feminine reality, words and facts take a second place to emotions and the shifting moods of relationship. On the other hand, the masculine means what it says. A man's word is his honour. The feminine says what it feels. A woman's word is her true expression in the moment. Praise her. The masculine grows by challenge, but the feminine grows by praise. A superior man must be bold and expressed in his appreciation for his woman. Praise her freely. Tolerating her leads to resenting her. When a man resigns and simply tolerates his woman's self-destructive moods, it is a sign of his weakness. A man shouldn't tolerate bitchy and complaining moodiness in his woman, but he should serve her and love her with every ounce of his skill and perseverance. Then, if she cannot or will not open in love, he might decide to end his relationship with her, harbouring no anger or resentment, because he knows he has done everything he could. Don't analyse your woman. The feminine's moods and opinions are like weather patterns. They are constantly changing, severe and gentle, and they have no single source. No analysis will work. Do not suggest to fix her own emotional problem. Asking a woman to analyse or try to fix her own emotions is a negation of her feminine core, which is pure energy in motion, like the ocean. She can learn to surrender her mood to God. She can learn to open her heart in the midst of closure. She can learn to relax her edges and trust love, but she will never fix anything by analysing her problem. Stay with her intensity to a point. When a woman gets emotionally intense, a mediocre man wants to calm her down and discuss it, or leave and come back later when she is sane. A superior man penetrates her mood with imperturbable love and unwavering consciousness. If she still refuses to live more fully in love, after a time he lets her go. Don't force to make decisions. A man abandons responsibility by expecting that his woman will always make her own decisions and then be accountable for the results. This expectation is a withholding of his masculine gift. Your woman asks for your input and you say, "Whatever you want to do is fine with me." This is the statement of a friend, not a lover. Part 3. Working with polarity and energy. Your attraction to the feminine is inevitable. Masculine men are attracted to forms of feminine energy, radiant women, beer, music, nature, etc. If a man tries to hide his attraction, it reveals some degree of shame with respect to his own sexual core. Choose who is your complementary opposite. If a man is very masculine by nature, then he will be attracted to a very feminine woman, who will complement his energy. The more neutral or balanced he is, the more balanced he will prefer his woman. And if a man is more feminine by nature, his energy will be complemented by the strong direction and purposiveness of a more masculine woman. By understanding their own needs, men can learn to accept the whole package of a woman. Know what is important in your woman. The feminine is the force of life. The more masculine a man is, the more his woman's feminine energy, as opposed to other qualities, will be important to him. You will often want more than one woman. Any superior man with a masculine sexual essence will desire sexual variety. Even if he loves his intimate partner and is completely committed to her, he will naturally want sexual occasions with other women besides his chosen intimate partner. How a man deals with his desire for other women is up to him. He should know, however, that there is no way to avoid such desires. He should also know that acting on such desires, though temporarily enlivening and exhilarating, often ends up complicating his life far more than the occasion itself is worth. Each woman has a temperature that can heal or irritate you. Some women are hotter, some are cooler. In general, blonde, light-skinned Japanese and Chinese women are cooler. Dark-skinned, brunette, red-headed, Korean and Polynesian women are hotter. Even though a man might choose to remain in a committed intimacy with one woman, his needs for different temperatures of feminine energy may change over time. A hot woman who aroused his passion several years ago may irritate him now. A cooler woman who soothed his heart several years ago may seem tiresome to him now. By understanding how different temperatures of feminine energy may affect him, a man could make more skillful life choices without confusion. Part 4. What women really want. Choose a woman who chooses you. If a man wants a woman who doesn't want him, he cannot win. His neediness will undermine any possible relationship, and his woman will never be able to trust him. A superior man must determine whether a woman really wants him, but is playing hard to get, or whether she really doesn't want him. If she doesn't want him, he should immediately cease pursuing her and deal with his pain by himself. What she wants is not what she says. Sometimes a woman will request her man in plain English, not to get him to do something, but to see if he is so weak that he will do it. In other words, she is testing his capacity to do what is right, not what she is asking for. In such cases, if the man does what his woman asks, she will be disappointed and angry. The man will have no idea why she is so angry, or what could please her. He must remember that her trust is engendered not by him fulfilling her requests, but by him magnifying love, consciousness and success in their lives, despite her requests. Her complaint is content-free. Women are always wanting a divine masculine presence in a man, regardless of their specific complaints or mood. A superior man should hear his woman's complaints as warning bells, and then do his best to align his life with his truth and purpose. She doesn't want to be number one. A woman sometimes seems to want to be the most important thing in her man's life, but a woman really wants her man to be totally dedicated to his highest purpose, and also to love her fully. Although she would never admit it, she wants to feel that her man would be willing to sacrifice their relationship for the sake of his highest purpose. Your excellent track record is meaningless to her. A man's track record means nothing to the feminine. A man could be perfect for 10 years, but if he's an arsehole for 30 seconds, his woman acts like he's always been one. The feminine responds to the moment of energy, forgetting her man's history of past behaviour. A man's past behaviour is irrelevant to his woman's feelings at the moment. But men base much on another man's history of behaviour, so they think their own track record should count for something. but to a woman it doesn't. She wants to relax in the demonstration of your direction. A woman must be able to trust you to take charge. This is true financially, sexually, emotionally, and spiritually. The man doesn't have to do all the work, but he must be able to steer the course, if his woman is going to relax, into her feminine without fear. Part 5. Your dark side. You are always searching for freedom. The essential masculine ecstasy is in the moment of release from constraint. This could occur when facing death and living through it, succeeding in, and thus being released from, your purpose and in the competition. The masculine is always seeking release from constraint into freedom. The feminine often doesn't understand these masculine ways and needs. Own your darkest desires. If a man disowns his dark masculine desire for freedom, then he kinks those of his masculine force. His energy will not flow freely, and his attention will be bound by unfulfilled yearnings. Most importantly, if his those is kinked in this way, he weakens his masculine capacity to stand fearless in the death that is conscious life. He will not be able to face the unknown, the groundless ground of being, and still function from his heart in love. She wants the killer in you. Among many other qualities, a woman wants the killer in her man. She is turned off if her man is afraid and wants her to kill the cockroach or the mouse while he stands on a chair and watches. She is turned off if her man wants her to get out of bed in order to check out the strange sounds in the house to find out if a burglar made the noise. Fearlessness, or the capacity to transcend the fear of the unknown for the sake of love, is a quintessential form of the ultimate masculine gift. She needs your consciousness. A superior man must be able to meet his woman with consciousness equivalent to her energy. The feminine destruction must be met by the masculine destroyer. The goddess of devotion must be met by the god of all-pervading love. Dark or light, a man can't be stuck in or avoid any areas of his masculine capacity, or his woman will test him there. These areas of testing are usually first on the dark side. Only after the trust is established there, only when the dark feminine lover knows she will be met by the dark masculine lover, will testing proceed toward the light. Part 6. Feminine attractiveness. The feminine is abundant. There is never a shortage of women or feminine energy. If a man feels that there aren't enough women, or that life isn't giving him what he wants, he is simply negating his relationship to the feminine. This sense of starvation, life is not sustaining me, or there are no good women, is usually rooted in a man's early childhood relationship with his mother. Life itself is feminine. There is never a shortage of feminine energy. The only resistance to receiving, trusting, and embracing it. Allow older women their magic. Superman should support older women in their wisdom, power, and intuitive and healing capacities. He should not degrade older women by demanding or desiring them to be young women. There should be no such comparison. Each age of the woman has its value, and the transition from superficial shine to deep radiance is inevitable. Turn your lust into gifts. When a man sees a beautiful woman, it is natural for him to feel the energy in his body, which he usually interprets as sexual desire. Rather than dispersing this energy in mental fantasy, a man should learn to circulate his heightened energy. He should breathe fully, circulating the energy throughout his body. He should treat his heightened energy as a gift that could heal and rejuvenate his body, and, through his service, heal the world. Through these means his desire is converted into the fullness of his heart. His lust is converted into service. His desire is not converted by denying sexual attraction, but by enjoying it fully, circulating it through his body, without allowing it to stagnate as a mental fantasy, and returning it to the world from his heart. Never allow your desire to become suppressed. When a superior man denies his desire for the feminine, either by choice or due to familiarity, it is a sign of his depolarization even toward the world. He may seek a mistress in order to reinvigorate him, but this is usually only a temporary and complicated solution, since it is only a matter of time before his mistress also becomes familiar and thus tiresome. Any woman toward whom a man becomes depolarized will feel his rejection, disgust, and turning away. In response she will become angry and destructive. Her unhusbanded energy will begin to move chaotically, becoming even self-destructive. A man has no excuse. He must cultivate a polarized relationship with his woman and his world if he is to remain in a relationship with them. Use her attractiveness as a slingshot through appearance. A good woman is a source of inspiration and attraction into the world for a man. He must never forget, however, that neither the world nor his woman is the purpose of his existence. His practice is always to feel through women and the world, without suppression or disdain, into their source or very nature. A man's attraction to women must be converted from attraction to women into the attraction through women. He must feel his desire without suppression, and then feel through his desire into the source energy of desire. He must feel through her beauty into the very delight of which her beauty is but a ripple and reminder. His whole relation to appearance is epitomized in his relation to women, either as obsession, distraction, or revelation. Part 7. Body Practices. Ejaculation should be converted or consciously chosen. There are many physical and spiritual reasons why ejaculation should be converted into the non-ejaculatory whole body, brain, and heart orgasms, but there are also relational reasons. When a man has no control over his ejaculation, he cannot meet his woman sexually or emotionally. It feels great for a few moments, but the price you pay for the genital sneeze of ejaculation is a much higher level of mediocrity in your daily life. You will find that you just don't have the extra gusto necessary to live your life with utter impeccability. Excess ejaculations pave the road to living a good life, but not a great life. Breathe down the front. The principal bodily key to mastering the world and women are maintaining a full and open front of the body at all times. The basic method is through full and relaxed breathing, drawing energy down the front and freeing attention from neurotic self-concern. Ejaculate up the spine. For most men, ejaculation involves spewing their energy and semen out through their genitals. Afterward, they feel they have released stress. The superior man's orgasm more often explodes up to his spine and into his brain, from there raining down through his body like an ambrosial bliss of rejuvenation. The technique for converting depletive orgasms into rejuvenative orgasms involves contracting the pelvic floor near the genitals and drawing energy upward along the spine through the use of breath, feeling, and intention. Part 8. Men's and women's yoga of intimacy. Take into account the primary asymmetry. An intimate relationship is never the priority in a masculine man's life, and always the priority in a feminine woman's life. If a man has a masculine sexual essence, then his priority is his mission, his direction toward greater release, freedom and consciousness. If a woman has a feminine sexual essence, then her priority is the flow of love in her life, including her relationship with a man whom she can totally trust, in body, emotion, mind and spirit. Man and woman must support each other in their priorities if the relationship is going to serve them both. You are responsible for the growth in intimacy. A simplified way of saying this is that the superior man is responsible for the woman's depth of love, or openness of mood, and the woman is responsible for the man's erection or energy in the body. Insist on practice and growth. The direction in life is a masculine priority, even an intimate relationship. A superior man will not settle for less than the fullest incarnation of the love of which he and his woman are capable. Rather than wanting his woman to follow his personal direction, a superior man wants her to move in the direction that most serves her growth in love and happiness. He will settle for nothing less. Restore your purpose in solitude. A Superman rediscovers and fine-tunes his purpose in solitude, in challenging situations, and in the company of other men who won't settle for his bullshit. But women strengthen their feminine radiance best in the company of other women, in mutual celebration and play. A man must arrange for both forms of restoration, his own solitude and men's gatherings, and his woman's time with other women. Practice dissolving. Like dissolving in the intensity of an orgasm, a man's greatest desire is to be utterly released. Moment by moment, practice loving through your woman and the world, allowing the force of your surrender to transform every moment into an orgasm of divine dissolution. Embrace every moment of your experience as a lover, and trust whatever direction love moves you. Die in the giving of your gift, so you don't even notice you have stopped holding on to yourself. Fear is your final excuse. Don't fight it. Love it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, keep expanding your mind. If you like the video, please subscribe to this channel and don't forget to ring the bell for future videos.